Adam Lerner, BrooklynPhotoWorks.com, and today we have another Squarespace portfolio website review. And this website is actually a Squarespace website. And one thing I really like about this website, just going into it, is the introductory image really draws your eye in there. It's very moody, it's very photography orientated, and I like that. And then as we get in, which you will see, I also really like how this photographer breaks out his photographs or his categories into individual categories and makes it really easy to navigate, because I feel that sometimes photographers will make their websites too complicated. They try to partition their work out into so many different categories, and as somebody who's visiting for the first time, or if you're a potential client, I want to be able to access the images very quickly and easily. So let's go in and take a look. All right, so here we are, we're at the home page. And one thing that's really nice is that we've got the galleries and all the different categories here, but they're spelled out in both in his native tongue, because he's from Helsinki. And then we've also got the English right next to it, which is terrific. We also have the social media links down here, which I really like, and like a nice little simple logo. So let's pop in there and we'll go into the galleries. The very first thing that I was talking about before is how these are broken into nice individual categories, and there's an image that gives you a sense of it, and everything looks really good. The colors are nice and saturated. The nice thing too is that there's a navigation bar over here, so that if you want to navigate that way, you can as well. But there's something about seeing the image and wanting to click on it. So let's just go right into people. And boom, we've got a thumbnail view. And I don't mind the thumbnail view. I think thumbnail views are nice. And the thing that I also like about this is that we've only got 16 images here. Now, one thing that I've talked about with you guys is less is more. Oftentimes in your actual gallery, in your portfolio, it's often best to put your best images, because if you have a great image and you put it next to an image that's good but maybe not great, it will devalue, it'll reduce the impact of that great image. And oftentimes it's not a bad thing if you want to talk about that photo shoot, maybe create a blog post about it. Put a bunch more images in there, talk about the shoot, and then use that in the context. But in the actual gallery where you're showcasing that work, you put your best images forward. So let's just take a quick look right in here. So we've got some nice portraits, very clean, well shot, nice depth of field. Yeah, you know, I like these. I mean, they're very simple. This one's got some nice backlight going on. They're not heavily edited. You know, look, there are people that would say, okay, you know, let's edit all the hairs off the face, but that's a more advanced thing. But I like where he's going with these. I like the simplicity of the light, you know, and I like the fact that he's got a nice mix of men and women. I think that that's really smart. You know, this one's kind of cool with the smoke, very simple, very clean, and very nice. Yep. Okay, so that's terrific. And I'm really, really happy that he's kept it simple. So let's just go back into the food, see what the food stuff is like. And again, here we go. 16 images, nice, tight, clean, boom. Everything looks nice, it's clean, it's tight. The lighting is very clean. You know, the thing that I like about this is that it's predominantly, or I would say exclusively, natural light. And, you know, look, just because you can use flash doesn't mean you have to use flash. Animals, what's not to love? And the thing that's neat about this animals is that they're portraits. I mean, you know, look, they're adorable portraits of animals. This is terrific. And I think that it definitely follows in line with the rest of the work that he's got on his site. And then we'll just go into places. Whoop. All right, terrific. Yeah, the landscapes are, wow, what a beautiful place to live, my gosh. I mean, can you imagine? But you know, look, he's finding these terrific things. Look at this great moment. I mean, this is an advertising type of an image right here. It's aspirational, you know, you can put text over it. This really, there's a whole story unfolding. Time of day is so critical with that. Again, another beautiful time of day shot, terrific. Look at that. I mean, there's a lot of storytelling in landscapes. This is the opening image, which looks terrific in this context. Even that's a storytelling image right there. That could be used for so many different types of things. All right, so we'll get back out of that. And again, we've got a very nice simple grid of 16 of his top images, which I think is such a really smart way to go. So let's go to the blog. All right, the blog. Miko, manpower to my blog, read more. Okay, so English text after the photos. Very nice of him. Okay, perfect. So here we go. So here's that portrait that he had in his main gallery, and then here are the other images that help to tell that story. And I think that this is terrific. Okay, we'll go back to the blog, and baby tummy, we can read that one real quick, same kind of deal. Maybe, okay, and I don't even know if these made it into the galleries, which is fine. I think that that's the whole purpose of the blog. Sometimes you shoot stuff that maybe isn't, main gallery worthy, but then you put the supplemental images in the blog. So here's that predominant image that he had in the gallery, and then here's some outtakes or some additional images, and these are great. It's just nice that there's storytelling going on in there. Let's look at the About Me. Great. Nice image. I like that he's smiling. I'll just use your name, Casper. I like that Casper is smiling and you're holding a camera. This is an accessible image. This is an image that tells a story. An enthusiastic Finnish photographer, lived in Helsinki his whole life. He loves to shoot people, and it shows. And if I see an image like this, when I see an image like that, I feel like this is somebody that I want to work with. He looks like a regular guy. He looks like a good guy, and you can see in his images that he's working with people, and there's an ease to the work that he's doing, and I think that that's important. I think that trying to be too in your head when you're talking about your About page and you talk about yourself in the third person and kind of build yourself up, it doesn't really work. I think that being more straightforward and honest and accessible like that, I think that makes for a much better way to connect with a photographer. Well, let's quickly look at the contact page, and yep, simple form, terrific, and great use of a Squarespace website. So I really think that that's great. So there you go, Casper. Really nice work, really clean. And one of the things that I cannot say strongly enough is the fact that he created those beautiful 16-image thumbnail grids that have his top work, and then he elaborates more fully about some of those shoots in the blog. Great way to go, really concise. It makes me stay engaged in looking at his work. So that's it. If any of you guys would like to submit your website portfolio for a Squarespace website portfolio review, send your website to BrooklynPhotoWorks@gmail.com. And that's it for now. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll see you soon.